She reads it, pauses, smiles. Somewhere, you're sitting on your couch in sweatpants, maybe even with a pizza box next to you. Because let's be honest, nobody's eating kale chips on a Saturday night unless they've lost a bet or their doctor literally threatened them. But in that moment, across time zones, across screens, you've entered her mind. Not with roses, not with grand declarations, not with the rented Lamborghini you saw on Instagram. No, with something infinitely smaller, yet infinitely sharper. A single message. That's the thing most modern men forget. Flowers wilt, dinner dates end, even six-pack abs. They eventually melt into a dad bod the first time you discover late-night tacos and beer. But words have power. Words slip past the defenses. Words are invisible arrows that bypass logic and hit in motion. And texting? Texting is the modern man's weaponized art form. Used correctly, it doesn't just get you a reply. It makes her orbit you like the moon orbits the earth. She starts leaning in, craving the next line, waiting for the next unpredictable curveball. She's hooked, not because you begged for attention, but because you sparked curiosity. But here's the danger. Most men use texting like a fire hydrant. They spray everywhere, hoping something sticks. They text to fill silence. They text to soothe their anxiety. They text like overeager interns, sending long paragraphs of, "Good morning, beautiful," emoji messy, when she hasn't even had coffee yet. That's not seduction. That's digital begging. The high-value man does the opposite. He texts with restraint. He texts with rhythm. He texts with the kind of stoic presence that makes every message feel like it was dipped in gasoline and lit on fire before it landed in his inbox. Every text feels intentional, weighted, chosen. Today, I'll reveal 3 texting secrets that women cannot resist, not because they're manipulative tricks, but because they're rooted in presence, power, and subtlety. These are principles, timeless, universal, that cut deeper than emojis and GIFs. And if you're serious about mastering the art of attraction, without chasing, without begging, without trying too hard, make sure you hit subscribe right now. On this channel, we decode the psychology of seduction, the hidden codes of attraction, and how to become the man women can't stop thinking about. Trust me, this isn't just content, it's transformation, and you don't want to miss what's coming. So let's begin. Secret number 1, the mirror text. Let her reveal herself to herself. Most guys text like this. "Hey, how's your day? What are you doing? What's up?" That's not texting. That's caveman grunting with Wi-Fi. And look, unless you're secretly The Rock, grunting won't get you very far. See, most men text to impress. They juggle bad jokes, forced compliments, and motivational speeches no one asked for. They try to prove they're interesting, like circus clowns juggling flaming bowling pins, desperate for applause. The problem, trying to prove you're interesting, actually makes you boring. It smells of neediness. It radiates insecurity. Here's the stoic twist. You don't become irresistible by talking about yourself. You become irresistible by making her reflect on herself. Because there's a universal psychological force that rules every human being. We are addicted to our own self-image. Think about it. When you see a group photo, whose face do you look at first? Yours. When you post on Instagram, who do you stalk in the likes? The people who noticed you. A woman doesn't fall for you because you're Superman. She falls for you because when she's around you or texting you, she becomes a version of herself she actually loves. So how do you trigger that? Enter the mirror text. This is a text that doesn't highlight how amazing you are. It highlights how interesting, layered, and alive she is. You flip the spotlight, and suddenly she's not just replying, she's performing. Examples. Instead of, "How's your day?" try, "What's one thing you did today that no one knows about, but would surprise me?" Boom! Now she's not just typing. She's curating. She's reflecting. She's emotionally investing. Another one. "Tell me the story behind that tattoo." Or, "What's your favorite lie to tell when you want to get out of plans?" See the difference? These aren't filler questions. These are little stage lights. They create a micro stage, and she steps into it. She reveals a secret. She entertains. She unfolds. And the moment she impresses herself in front of you, you become the one she associates that feeling with. Congratulations, you've just hacked her psychology. Think about it like this. Netflix doesn't just stream movies. It streams your favorite movies. Spotify doesn't just play music. It plays your playlists. The mirror text works the same way. You become the platform that delivers her favorite version of herself. That's addictive. Stoic lesson: don't text to impress, text to let her impress herself in front of you. And before we move to the next secret, quick break. If this already feels like a superpower, imagine what else we've got cooking. Subscribe right now, because every week we hand you tools most men will never discover. While they're stuck double texting what you do, you'll be the guy women can't stop checking their phones for.
Secret number 2, the negative space. Let her feel the weight of your silence. Now, let's talk about something most men absolutely butcher: space. In art, it's not just the brush strokes that make the masterpiece. It's the space between them. In music, it's not just the notes, it's the silence between the notes that makes you feel goosebumps. Texting is no different. Desire doesn't live in constant noise. Desire lives in the pauses. But what do most men do? They panic. They flood her inbox with, "Good morning. Did you eat? I miss you already. Why aren't you replying?" Stop. Please. That's not texting. That's spam. If you text like that, Gmail's probably already moved you to the junk folder in her brain. Here's the secret. Tension thrives in silence. When you send a beautifully crafted message and then you disappear, you create a vacuum. And vacuums always get filled by her imagination. Suddenly, she's wondering, why hasn't he replied? Did I say something wrong? Is he busy, or is he with someone else? Guess what? She's now doing the emotional heavy lifting. You didn't chase. You created gravity. Here's how you do it. Drop something magnetic. You're dangerously good at making people curious, including me. I'll tell you more later. And then what? You vanish for hours, maybe a day. You didn't ghost her. You gifted her mystery. That's masculine energy at its core. You're not available 24/7 like an Amazon Prime package. You're remembered. You're felt. Stoic lesson. Let her sit with your words. Let her imagination do the work. Because when her mind is filled with questions, her heart follows. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this, don't just watch like a ghost. Hit that subscribe button. Because right here, we teach you the codes of desire most men will never crack. Secret number 3, the shift text. Now, we enter dangerous territory. The kind of technique that can turn a casual chat into something cinematic. It's called the shift text. Here's the deal. You don't win attention with logic. You don't convince her with bullet points and PowerPoint slides. You evoke emotion. You jolt her system. You disrupt her pattern. If your texts make her feel like she's soaking in a warm bath, scrolling half asleep, game over. You've been absorbed into the static of her life. But if your text makes her stop mid-scroll, makes her reread, makes her smile, blush, or bite her lip in confusion. That's fire. That's unforgettable. The shift text works because it makes you emotionally multi-dimensional. Most men, one note, predictable. He's either the nice guy who checks in 24/7, or the flirt guy who spams tongue emojis, or the trauma dump guy who overshares on day 3. Boring. The stoic man, the sigma male, he's the surprise. Not because he's trying, because he is. His texts reflect that. Here's how to do it. Start light, playful, banter. Her say she's bored at work. You say, stage a paperclip rebellion, free the supplies. She laughs. You've built the rhythm. Now comes the shift. You say, honestly, I like how your brain works. You're not like most people. There's a sharpness there. See what happened? You went from jokester to observer, from predictable to intimate. You dropped a truth like a blade in silence. Another example. Her said she's at the gym. Leg day. Send help. You say, leg day's brutal, but I bet no one there realizes how competitive you are. You look calm, but I can tell your mind's always racing. I've noticed. Boom. You've made the ordinary cinematic. She feels seen. Not creeped out. Seen. That's the shift. Rules of the shift? Don't overuse it. Don't explain it. Don't apologize for it. You drop it, you let it hang. That's confidence. That's presence. And remember, timing is everything. You don't pour gasoline on a cold fire. You build warmth, rhythm, comfort, and then you shift. Do this right, and she'll reread your messages at night wondering if you actually know her better than she knows herself. That's not just texting. That's imprinting. That's awakening. The bottom line. You are not a text machine. You are a presence. Your words are weapons. Your silence is power. Your unpredictability is art. When you use the mirror text, you make her fall in love with her own reflection through you. When you master negative space, you let silence do the chasing for you. And when you drop the shift text, you stop being just another guy, and you start becoming unforgettable. So, next time you're texting that woman, remember this. Don't just send words. Send presence. Don't just chase replies. Create echoes. Don't just talk. Awaken. And hey, if you want more secrets like this, if you're ready to master seduction without chasing, without trying too hard, hit that subscribe button right now. Join the brotherhood, because this is just the surface. Every week, we go deeper. Every week, we hand you the playbook no one else dares to reveal. Stay dangerous, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next video.